Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you ate something sweet and didn't feel guilty about it afterward? If you're managing type 2 diabetes, that guilt probably follows you every single day, every meal, every snack, every birthday cake you politely declined while everyone else ate. And here's what makes me frustrated about that. Nobody ever sat down with you and actually explained what sugar is doing inside your diabetic body, not in real language. They handed you a pamphlet, adjusted your medication, and sent you home. So today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm walking you through 30 days without added sugar, day by day, specifically through the lens of a diabetic body. What changes in your blood sugar, what happens to your nerves, what your liver does, what your kidneys start recovering from. Stay with me through day 15 because that's where everything shifts. Before we start the clock, you need to understand something most people with diabetes have never been told clearly. Every time you eat added sugar, your pancreas pumps out insulin to clear that glucose from your blood. In a healthy body, cells respond immediately, clean and done. In a diabetic body, your cells have stopped listening properly. They've heard that insulin signal so many thousands of times. They've gone numb to it, so your pancreas sends more insulin, and more, until eventually, it starts struggling to keep up. That's insulin resistance. And that's what's been quietly exhausting your body for years. But here's the part that goes even deeper. When glucose stays elevated in your bloodstream, it starts chemically bonding to proteins throughout your body. Your nerve fibers, your blood vessel walls, the tiny capillaries feeding your kidneys, your eyes, your feet. This process is called glycation. This is why diabetes damages nerves. This is why diabetic wounds don't heal. This is why your feet tingle at night. This is why your kidneys are under stress. It is not the diagnosis doing the damage. It is the sustained elevated glucose, meal after meal, year after year, doing the damage. And added sugar is the most direct driver of that glucose elevation in your daily diet. 30 days without it doesn't cure diabetes. I'll be honest about that. But it begins to interrupt a cycle of damage that may have been running inside your body for decades. Day 1 is not going to be comfortable. I won't pretend otherwise. Your brain has been getting dopamine rewards from sugar multiple times every single day. Same reward pathway as certain addictive substances. And on day 1, that signal stops. For a diabetic body specifically, this hits differently. Your blood sugar has been riding extreme waves for years, spikes after meals, crashes that sent you looking for something sweet just to feel normal again. Your entire energy system has been built around those waves. Remove the sugar, and your body doesn't immediately know how to run without them. Headaches, real ones. Your blood vessels adjusting to a new pattern. Deep fatigue, irritability, brain fog. Warn the people around you. Genuinely. Tell them, I'm doing something hard this week. Give me 2 days. But here's what's happening underneath that you cannot feel. Your liver, which in most diabetic patients has been overworked processing excess fructose for years, is getting its first real break. The workload drops on day 1. The liver starts breathing again. By days 3 and 4, something remarkable begins. Your blood sugar stops swinging, not perfectly, but the wild peaks and valleys that have been defining your days, they start to flatten. The crash at 10 a.m., the desperate need for something sweet after lunch, they begin to smooth out. If you're wearing a continuous glucose monitor, you will see this on your screen. The mountain range starts becoming rolling hills. Your gut bacteria begin shifting too. Certain bacterial strains that directly influence insulin sensitivity start growing as the sugar that was feeding the wrong bacteria disappears. It's slow, but it starts here. By the end of week 1, 3 hormones that have been dysregulated in your diabetic body start functioning more normally. Insulin. Your pancreas is producing less of it because the demand has dropped. Your overworked pancreas is finally getting relief. Leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full. In many diabetic patients, this signal has been disrupted for so long the brain stopped receiving it properly. It starts getting through again. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone. Instead of being triggered by blood sugar crashes every 2 hours, it follows a natural rhythm. You eat a real meal, you're satisfied until the next one. Sleep improves, and this matters more than most people realize, because poor sleep directly worsens insulin resistance. Better sleep is not just comfort for a diabetic body, it is metabolic medicine. Week 2 is where the changes go deeper than how you feel. They move into your organs. Your liver, in many type 2 diabetic patients, has accumulated fat from years of excess fructose processing, a condition most people don't know they have because the liver has no pain receptors. It suffers silently. By week 2, the fat clearance process is measurably underway. Your kidneys. Kidney disease is one of the most serious long-term complications of diabetes. The tiny blood vessels feeding your kidneys have been under glycation stress for years. Remove the primary driver of glucose elevation, and those vessels get the environment they need to begin repair. Inflammation drops. Chronic low-grade inflammation is present in virtually every person with poorly controlled diabetes. It damages blood vessel walls, it drives joint pain, fatigue, brain fog. By week 2, inflammation markers in the blood begin decreasing. People who have been blaming their joint stiffness on age start noticing real improvement. Not because they got younger, because a primary driver of their inflammation was removed. Energy becomes consistent. For the first time in years, you don't need a sugar hit to get through the afternoon. Day 15. This is the one I told you about at the start. Your taste buds have been recalibrating since day 1. Around day 15, they complete their reset. You eat a strawberry, and it tastes almost shockingly sweet. Real sweetness. Natural sweetness. The kind that actually satisfies instead of triggering the need for more. And then the opposite happens. You pick up something you used to eat every single day, a granola bar, a flavored yogurt, a store-bought cookie, and it tastes wrong, too sweet, chemical, artificial, because that is exactly what it was. This taste reset is the most powerful long-term diabetes management tool I have ever seen, because now you're not white-knuckling it anymore. You're not choosing the salad through discipline while desperately wanting the dessert. Your brain's reward system has recalibrated. The sugar that used to own you doesn't speak the same language to your brain anymore. Insulin sensitivity improves significantly during week 3. Your cells, which have been ignoring insulin signals for years, start responding more efficiently. Glucose gets cleared more effectively after meals. For people on metformin, many report their medication seems to work better during this period. That's not a coincidence. Metformin works by improving insulin sensitivity. When your cells are already becoming more responsive, the medication has a better environment to operate in. Do not adjust your medication based on how you feel. That conversation belongs with your doctor, but bring this up at your next appointment. Show them what you're doing, because what you're doing is clinically significant. The final week is when the changes move from how you feel to numbers on a lab report. Fasting blood sugar comes down. Triglycerides, a fat your liver manufactures directly from excess fructose, can drop significantly within a single month. Blood pressure often decreases as vascular inflammation reduces. The fatty liver that began clearing in week 2 continues improving, which directly reduces insulin resistance and makes your diabetes easier to manage going forward. And your feet, the tingling, the burning at night, the cold that blankets can't fix. The nerve tissue that has been bathed in a high glucose chemical environment for years starts experiencing a different environment. The improvement is not dramatic in 30 days, but it is real and it is measurable for many people. The direction changes. 30 days cannot undo 20 years, but 30 days can change where the next 20 years go. Tonight, one action: open your pantry, pick up one thing you eat regularly, read the first 3 ingredients. Look for any form of added sugar: cane sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, maltitol, especially maltitol, which raises blood sugar almost as much as regular sugar despite being labeled sugar-free. See it, name it, decide. Before you go, answer this in the comments below. How long have you been managing diabetes, and what is the one food you know is making it harder, but you haven't been able to let go of? Type it, no judgment, because someone else watching this tonight needs to know they're not alone. If this gave you something your last doctor's appointment didn't, share it with one person who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.